the Nashville Symphony, and we're honored. We are honored to be joined now by the Principal Pops Conductor for the Nashville Symphony. Make sure I pronounce his name correct. Enrico Lopez-Yanez. Is that correct?
That's correct. Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, good morning, sir. Thank you for being here with us. So honored you could do this. I know it's early morning, but I really appreciate you doing this. All right, tell us about the symphony. You guys got some really cool things that are happening soon, and we're going to pull the website up and show everything that's going on there. What an exciting time to be in the symphony, isn't it?
That's right. No kidding. We got a little bit of everything coming up. Starting this weekend, we have 3 performances of the amazing classic film Back to the Future, which will be happening Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When we do these films, what we do is we have a huge screen above the orchestra, and they strip out the original soundtrack so that the orchestra is playing the movie live while you hear all the dialogue and action going underneath. So it's that classic film that you've loved for years and years, but now you're hearing it in a totally new way. Then after that, we have some amazing things coming up this summer, like Bernadette Peters, star from Broadway, and other things like Mozart in the Jungle, the TV series on Amazon. We're doing a Music of Queen show out at Ascend Amphitheater at the end of the month. And then one of the things I'm most excited about is we have a whole weekend with Ben Folds at the concert hall coming up at the end of June, beginning of July, followed by a one-night only special with Guster, the amazing Boston rock band that will be joining the symphony as well. Good
Lord, when do you get any downtime?
We don't. That's not the point. We're keeping busy, but trying to, provide a little bit of something for everyone. So that's our goal.
All right, take us back to the Future. You said the movie's going to play while the symphony's playing the music?
That's right. So you'll get to watch the full movie as if you were in a movie theater, except you're actually hearing the whole score live with an orchestra. So you hear, 82 musicians providing the original soundtrack for you right there in the concert hall. It's pretty incredible.
Enrico, that's a lot of pressure, I would think, on a musician to keep up with the entire movie going on the way it is.
It's a tricky thing. It involves a lot of technology. We all have like click tracks in our ears, and for the conductor, there's this whole screen with all these blinking lights and sweep things happening. So it's a multi-sensory experience for the orchestra, but it all comes across seamlessly for the audience, which is pretty cool.
All right, here's a dumb question. I'm famous for dumb questions. How do you find time to practice doing this with the movie and with the score and everything when you guys are so busy?
Yeah, we usually only get 2 days of rehearsal. So the day before, we'll do a couple rehearsals, and then the morning of, hit it one more time, and then we're ready by that weekend. I mean, the thing is, Joe, these are all professional musicians who do this every day of their lives. So they're very quick to their feet. They're used to playing all kinds of different stuff every week. So that's why when you have a caliber orchestra like we do here in Nashville, we can do all kinds of stuff like this.
All right, explain what the Principal Pops Conductor does.
Sure. So my job is to conduct any of the non-classical concerts. So our music director, Giancarlo Guerrero, he conducts all of the, big classic pieces. And then anything that's not considered classical music tends to fall on my plate. So whether it's Broadway, hip hop, jazz, rock, movies like this, those are the types of programs that then I lead and conduct with the orchestra.
So like you'll do Back to the Future?
That's right. So I'm leading Back to the Future this weekend. I'll do, part of the Bernadette Peters show, Ben Folds, Guster. We do Toy Story this summer also. That's another fun one for the families to come out to see if you guys are interested. So lots of different varieties of programming.
So when you say something like Toy Story, do you practice on the side to get ready for that, or do you not practice until the real practice time happens? Because it's blowing my mind how much stuff you've got going on and how precise you have to be when you perform.
Yeah, well, thankfully we receive the music a little bit in advance, so we have some time to on our own study and learn the music, and then we show up, and it's it's like taking the test. You got to practice leading up to it, and then you get there and boom, you just got to knock it out each time that the movie comes on screen, because there's no rewinding it. Once it started playing, you just go.
Well, this might be earlier we had a lady on who's a writer, director, actor, written a bunch of books, and now we got you. This might be the most talented show we've ever had with you guys with this. Let me ask you this. When you're watching Back to the Future, do you wander to the screen, or do you be totally focused on the score? Because I would be about 5 minutes in, start watching the movie and forget where I am.
I've definitely caught some moments where not only myself but some of the musicians sometimes we get distracted, but thankfully, you know, we all channel back in, because there are some moments where there's no music happening, of course, in the movie too. So those are the moments when we can sit back for a couple minutes and enjoy a little bit of the action, and then we got to get right back into our focused zone for the music.
You guys are unbelievable. Enrico, how long have you been with the Nashville Symphony?
This is the end of my 5th year here with the Nashville Symphony.
And where are you from?
I grew up in California originally, but I've been loving Tennessee. Feel like a true Nashvilleian at this point. I feel like 5 years, that kind of earns me some kind of Nashville credit, maybe.
As a Nashville native, I'm grandfathering you in. You're good to go. We'll keep you here for a while. When you transition from something like Back to the Future to Bernadette Peters, how seamless is that? Or is it difficult to go from what you got to do with Back to the Future to having Bernadette Peters? Or is it just you're used to it by now?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty used to it. It's definitely different. I mean, we're playing completely different music when you're doing a film soundtrack compared to, you know, Broadway overtures and, you know, standard like classic pieces. But I mean, again, a lot of this falls because the musicians have so much experience doing this kind of stuff that it makes it a very smooth and easy transition to jump between genres and between types of shows and acts that we put on stage.
Has there ever been a moment where you're up there conducting and you have an out-of-body experience?
Absolutely. I mean, it's hard not to. Hopefully that's what we're providing for the audience too, is that music has this way of just transporting you to a different place. And sometimes you just get so into the music and everything that's happening, especially, you know, you may go out on Broadway or out to bars and you hear a band that's 4 people and have an out-of-body experience. Imagine when it's 82 musicians all playing, and the kinds of instrument colors they can create can take you almost anywhere. It's pretty impressive. Have
you, I guess this is another dumb question, you've seen Back to the Future, correct?
Of course, yeah.
Hey, for you to conduct something you've never seen before.
Oh, no, I've watched it many times growing up.
I'm intrigued to see this because this is so cool to see the movie and to hear the score of you guys do this. I think this is fantastic. What a great way to enjoy a movie that we've all seen before.
Exactly. In fact, we have a whole movie series at the Symphony, so you can become a subscriber if you're really into movies. Next year, for example, we'll be doing Ghostbusters right around Halloween. We have Home Alone at Christmas. We're going to be doing Disney's Ratatouille. We're finishing out the Harry Potter series with Deathly Hallows Part 1, and then we wrap up the series with Black Panther. So a lot of good movies coming up at the Symphony if you're into that.
Fantastic. Enrico, I know it's an early morning, but thank you for this, because having you guys in our city makes our city so much better. And the fact you got so much going on is great, my man. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
My pleasure. Appreciate it.
All right, Enrico Lopez-Yanez, his Principal Pops Conductor at the Nashville Symphony Orchestra, and you can just see what a great job they do down there.